Alright guys, the music is pumping up for this match. It's Byun versus Center, Terran versus Terran. Byun is the Ghost King, or so he called himself a few seasons ago. Will he actually be able to take Center out here? CSL Center been practicing a lot, but we just talked to the coach, said that he feels his TVT is his worst matchup right now.
Yeah, and well, we had a lot of TVTs today, and the first map is going to be Whirlwind. Once again.
A very big map for TVT.
Horrible map for TVT, in my opinion.
We might have a longer game.
What? I'm honest.
Well.
Bottom left of the map, we have our Prime player. Starting in red, it is Byun, aka L.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a great detective with that puffy green Prime jacket, though. I never was a fan of the puffy jacket.
When he ran into the studio earlier, he definitely looked like it. Bottom right, we have his opponent, one of the TSL players. It is a Center, starting in blue here.
There he is. And Center is one of the lesser-known TSL players.
But one of those guys who does a lot better in the recent past. We had him with a win against Seed in the first round. Quite an upset. A lot of Seed actually doing not so well in every tournament that he participates these days.
He's definitely slumping. I think that's not a question.
He dropped out of Iron Squids. He didn't do well in any of the foreign tournaments that he attended. Not really well. And it's sad. It's really sad to see. He is pulling a little bit of a Jakshi after he won the GSL season. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with him, but I really hope that he will be able to get back into good shape and also re-qualify for the GSL, of course, in the next season.
No gases for either player. It looks like we're going to have CC first versus CC first.
Yep.
So this is the time where I'm going to ask Calder who his favorite Harry Potter character is.
My favorite Harry Potter character?
Yeah.
The Weasley brothers.
The twins, or just like all of them? Or?
No, the twins.
Okay. Do you put them as like one character because they're so similar to each other? Or you just,
I can't take them apart.
Yeah, okay.
And they are actually like really funny, so I like those guys.
They very rarely have separate dialogue anyways. So.
Exactly. They are funny, they do a lot of stuff, and yeah, I like them.
Well,
they're pretty cool.
I would actually just have to pick a classic character. My favorite character is definitely Snape. Definitely liked his storyline and how complicated it was. And he was really kind of like the father Harry never had in the series, I feel like, in some ways, but in some ways not. Like, it was...
Snape? That is a horrible family, man. What happened to you when you were young?
Well, I certainly didn't have to deal with all the things that Harry did.
No muggles?
No muggles.
Yeah, CC, but I see where you're going there. CC first versus CC first is definitely that opening where you have a lot of time.
A lot of time. And both players go into 2 racks. And, you know, Center will scout first, actually. He wants to find out what his opponent's doing, but Byun is happy to just not. And Gumio victorious leaves the studio.
I always feel so awkward when a player actually bows to me.
Well, you shouldn't feel awkward.
But it is awkward. I just wave, and then he turns around, starts waving, realizes who waves at him, and then starts bowing, and I'm like, why do you do that?
Well, you're older than him now.
Yeah, but still, it like, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like weird. I mean, I get it, but still.
I just give a slight bow backwards, usually. Backwards, not backwards like I bend backwards, but like...
Yeah, but the problem is that's really hard when you're sitting in a chair and actually facing the other direction. How do you bow then?
You just, you know, you gotta do this little bob the head thing. It looks a little bit weird. You can also just kind of, you know,
yo.
I don't know, like just give a sign.
Yuda is actually making fun of us.
Yeah, he's taking a picture of us next to Space Heater.
Yeah,
I think he wants to put it on one of his Korean websites.
Yeah, that would actually be really funny.
Yeah.
I really hope he doesn't do that, but still, we are actually the people who are most admired in the entire studio right now. Everyone is coming over and wants to get a little bit of warmth.
Yeah, everyone's bowing to us as well. You know, maybe there's an ulterior motive there.
So for everyone who doesn't know what exactly is going on, Legend came over earlier when Wolf asked him for a hot pack and was like, we are out of hot packs, but we have this awesome heater. I'll give it to you. And we're like, okay, we can deal with that.
Yeah, we are the casters that are known in Korea for just casting like everything and just doing like it's like we're there in the dark, in the cold. It doesn't matter. We're casting at 3 o'clock in the morning, and everyone respects us for that. So I think that's like he's seeing there's like an extra space here, and he's like, well, this would make a funny photo. I'm gonna take it. I don't blame him.
I have to, while we are still having a little bit of time here, I have to point something out that a lot of people might not know and that I just found out a few days ago. Do you know Jack London?
Isn't he a writer?
I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Yes, Jack
he wrote White Fang, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack London
That's what I thought it was.
White Fang, and he wrote books like Call of the Wild.
Yeah,
and
those
also
books. I read all those.
a little bit more. I'm really impressed with you. That's the first time that you actually make a positive impression on me. Always you go like, I hate strawberries, I hate fruits, I hate ice cream, I hate pizza. Like, dude, what's wrong with you? But this is actually good.
I love pizza though. Pizza's good.
Ah, that's true. Okay, so all these books of Jack London are really awesome. Burning Daylight is amazing, and I read that when I was a kid in Germany, and it was ages ago. And I just everywhere I went, when I went to university, I took that book with me and I reread it every now and then. So a few days ago, it hit me that I didn't read that in ages, in years, and I'm like, well, I could actually just buy it for my Kindle, and I could get it and read it in English this time, and not in German. And there's also another one that's called like Smoky Bellow. It's the English title. I just read I just saw the title for the first time. I went to Amazon. They are all for free.
Oh, really?
They don't cost anything.
Oh, that's right. Actually, I have White Fang installed on my tablet because I noticed that it was there for free, and so I just hit the download button.
Man, I was amazed. I looked at it. I looked it up, and I was like, well, apparently it's out of stock. There's like it doesn't cost anything, and I was like, no, it's actually free. So I'm like, well, a Kindle book can't be out of stock. So all of the Jack London books are on Amazon, and if you have a Kindle, go there and get them now. They are amazing. This guy is a bloody legend. He is awesome, and I loved his books. They were brilliant. I'm actually reading through a couple of them right now. I'm still sick as hell, so the last 2 days I was only reading. Make sure that you get White Fang, that Wolf
that's
mentioned.
my favorite one.
Get Call of the Wilds. That was the first book that I've read from him. Burning Daylight is amazing, between a Klondike, adventurous, conquer the wild story, and a love story. It's really brilliant.
I'm gonna look that one up now.
And also Smoky Bellow. These two, the last two, Burning Daylight and Smoky Bellow, were my personal favorites. And Jack London is just amazing. If you are out for good books and you haven't heard of this author yet, it was like ages ago. I don't even know when he was born. 18 whatever.
I actually read those books when I was in I think I was in 5th grade. I was like 11 or 12, and it's been so long. That's I suppose about 10 years ago now.
They are really good. They're really good. So check them out, guys. They are free at Amazon these days. Make sure that you do.
Yep.
And you see, that's the beauty of CC first versus CT first on this map. We haven't missed anything.
There are less than 150 resources lost for both players. It's one of the players canceled something. That's why he has over 100. I don't know what he canceled. We didn't catch it, but we have a faster third, it looks like, for Byun, and he's got a faster supply lead because of it.
By the way, if you don't know Jack London and if you read those books, let me know what you thought of them. I really want to know, especially which ones you liked best. Can also, Wolf read those when he was a child as well. Send the both of us a tweet at ProxWolf.Cal and let us know what you thought about them. They are free right now, and they are amazing, and I was really surprised that books this good are free these days.
Yeah.
But we might have the first few engagement in this game.
Certainly.
Now it's time for the Medivacs, and with the Medivacs in the picture, things change.
This is always a fun situation. With this type of composition, Medevac Marine versus Medevac Marine with no siege tanks, it all becomes about the Marine count and the upgrades. The upgrades are more important than the Marine count unless you have like a 2-to-1 ratio. Because when you think about how many Marines are on the map, there are 55, for example, for Byun. That means the upgrade is applied 55 times in the battle, where it's straight up unit versus unit. The interesting thing about this is that both players are basically on the exact same times for upgrades. I'm looking at the +2 build time right now, 104 versus 130, so not too big of a difference there at all.
Yep. One drop that has been spotted immediately, and as soon as it unloads, everything's gone. Oh, that missile turret and the Marines, they have a lot against dropping.
Yeah, they're not really a big fan of drops. We've got 68 to 50 Marine count for Byun. He's actually moving through here, really wants to make something happen soon, I think, because he knows he's ahead. He knows he killed that drop, and that puts him a little bit ahead. But Center has the faster siege tank tech, and that changes a lot too.
It's not only the drop, you know, he has more SCVs. He's at, I think, at 77 against 60 something. 80 against 70 by now. So a 10 supply lead in the harvesters. And the production alone for Byun is just crazy.
Center is supply blocked, in fact, right now.
For Senna, it's similar with his production, but both of them are supply blocked and need new...
Oh, this is great for Byun. He's got the better count here, but he is down in upgrades right now, and that's exactly why Center takes this fight. That's what I was talking about earlier. The Marine count is significant, but more important is the upgrades.
That really helped Senna out a lot, and suddenly the supply count is even again. Now Byun has +2/+2 and immediately starts +3/+3.
Not gonna have that happen again.
And Center actually forgot to restart the next set of upgrades. There we go with a +3 attack upgrade, but without armor later on, he will still be behind, so he needs to start that as well, and he most likely will in a few seconds. But that timing window that we just saw, that saved Center's ass.
Yeah, it certainly did. I think he knew it. He realized that he took the fight. Byun thought he was going to be ripping through with his better Marine count. He's like, all right, I scan, I see you. Center was like, yeah, please, let's fight. Ooh, a faster stem here for Byun, but I think this is still a better engagement for Center. He's got the siege tank support. Byun's tanks are not sieged, and Center is actually easily going to take this fight.
Yeah, it takes down not only those, the medivacs, and also the siege tank. Those Marines for Byun don't stand a chance. Center turns things around here. Yeah,
now moving his siege tanks a little bit further forward. Those SCVs are very vulnerable. Byun actually needs to lift this orbital. Even if you listen now, it's too late. He's going to lose it for sure.
Bye-bye third base. And my god, does Senna suddenly take a lead here?
Yeah, he takes a massive lead. Not only, you know, he's ahead 25 supply, but that's not the big story. The big story is being ahead a whole command center and a massive economy.
Where's that +3 armor? There it is. I mention it and he delivers. Yeah.
He's really behind in that sense, though.
Yeah. The upgrade for his opponent is already halfway done, but at least he gets the armor upgrade. So the siege tank upgrade number 2.
That was a bit overzealous the way he engaged there. He did not have the Marine count to actually fight like that.
He knows about the third base. As long as he prevents Byun from having a third, he is fine here. He doesn't have to press the issue. He has to play it safe now. Byun has this task force that we just saw on screen at the right side of the map, and he doesn't use it. If he, I don't even know if he could, but I think at the third there are too many units for Senna.
There's a tank and a bunch of units there as well. Plus the center tower will alert into the presence.
A tank, a couple of Marines, aka just too much stuff.
Yeah, just too much stuff. You know, if the case he has like 4 times that many Marines, then he has just not quite enough stuff. But yeah, too much stuff in this case. It's not even just the right amount of stuff, it's just too much.
Yeah, way too much stuff. There's another attempt to get this third up.
Center kind of supply blocked again. This actually allows Byun to close the gap once more in supply, and he does have the much better upgrades. We talked about how important that can be. He is going to have to cancel this command center.
And the upgrades that Wolf just mentioned, they're going to kick in soon. Oh wow, Byun actually pulled most of his SCVs and wants to go for an attack here, but that's the time that Senna uses to go up the ramp, and he's already sieged up. So now Byun, what do? Do you attack into the sieged up tanks, or do you just sit there with your SCVs, with everything?
Yeah, it's a tough choice to make, but he's actually about half the economy. He's about 2,000 per minute to 1,000 per minute as far as minerals go. Byun is desperate right now. He needs to find another base to take. He's actually going to go for the counterattack.
He's still supply blocked.
Yeah, he
just now started, well, he's about to finish now the supply depots, but that was like more than 30 seconds.
That was, yeah, that actually might have been about a minute and a half that he did build those. And uh-oh, the medevac control here for Byun, not good. The concave for him, however, is, and he's got the better army here. Byun has all of his army together, whereas Center has his army in 2 different groups across the map, and he's actually going to go home. This gives Byun a ton of time, actually. With the better upgrades he still has right now, he can actually break up the ramp. Where are the siege tanks? There's not a single one at the top there.
But he's using the ramp really, really well. This is brilliant for Senna. He already is putting Byun into his place, and now the rest of his army is coming home. And with all those SCVs lost, Byun will not really have a lot to rebuild.
Very true. This is a really awkward situation where he can't really escape. He's trying to get to the edge and take out the turrets to get an escape route, but that's all he's going to get out.
Yeah, so now we have the supply lead once again for Senna, and the most important part is it's still 3 bases against 2, and with the SCV count of 45 to 41, the saturation is so much better for Senna. His income is just really good, and that's something that Byun can currently not contest.
Yeah, that's why we've got the production tab is just showing so much more being made for Center right now. He's even got an additional base coming down. Byun has moved his main command center to the 3rd base. He is that desperate for mining. But if it gets found, he's actually just going to have an economy that does not exist. great siege up position, though. I don't think center can take out that orbital, but he could go into the main and do some drops.
Senna is actually doing much better in this series than I thought, especially at the beginning. It looked like Byun had a lead, but then this one battle occurred where Senna had the upgrade advantage. He takes a lead and is able to put Byun back into his place time over time again, takes down the third, and then has a huge lead in the series. So even though the TSL coach told us earlier that he feels the Terran versus Terran matchup is currently Senna's worst, he's still doing an amazing job against Byun here. After taking down Seed in the first round, Senna is now on the verge of winning game number 1 against the Pride player.
Yep. Double tanks down, now he's running in. Center has the much better everything here. I don't think Byun can actually contest him. He's going to go for the counterattack again. There's one siege tank actually ready and prepared. He needs to get ready back at home, though.
As soon as Center has a few siege tanks out at home, I think that attack is going to be doomed. Because there's just so much. 2 siege tanks on the high ground prevent Center from running in, well, you know.
Yeah. And Byun, on the other hand, does not actually have a lot. Center doesn't have a lot to defend Byun's attack here, and all of his SCVs are going to start going down.
Yeah, lose the SCVs, lose the third base.
Byun is fighting hard, man. He may actually be able to make something work here. He's going to lose his own for...
Yeah, and doesn't lose the SCVs too. That would be really important here. Not all of them, but a lot.
Yeah. Same with both players. In fact, work count now 23-14 in Center's favor still.
The army supply is, as funny as it is, suddenly in Byun's favor again. Upgrades plus 3 attack for the siege tanks now coming up. Of course, all the Marines on 3-3 for both players.
Yeah, plus 2 only for siege tanks for Byun, though. And Byun is actually being revealed. He has no orbital left.
Difference is that we have Senna still with mining.
Yeah, and Byun actually can't make a command center, so there's no way for him to force a stalemate. He can't actually fly or run away in a base trade. Everything he has is revealed.
All that Senna has to do is secure himself this third.
Yeah, and I think he should be able to do it if he gets his siege tanks up into position.
He needs to hit a good siege up. There we go. And that's it. That's too much.
Way too much. He can't break through.
No.
And Center's going to take game number 1 here.
Yep.
GG. That was a pretty tense game. Byun actually trying to edge his way back into it several different times and almost grabbing onto things, but at the end, Center was too much for him.
Yeah, Senna playing well here. We saw a shot of him in the booth after the game. And that's what we saw against Seed. Not even cheering or anything, just looking at things and like, okay, well, I might be ahead 1-0, but that doesn't mean anything at all. I have to win another game.
Yep.
And so he does.
So he did. Game number 2, I'm about to find out what map it is on. Again, I'm not by the lobby. In fact, Legend set himself to busy. So rude. But now in Toon Valley.
Toon Valley is also going to be an interesting map for that.
Yeah, a smaller map. A pretty cool one for mech, but you can also use bioplay. I don't think we're going to see that CC first versus CC first into medevac marine only play on this map.
Guys, if you don't follow Ethan and at on Twitter yet, then definitely do that. If you want to know about results of most of the major tournaments, especially the ones that are in Korea, then check him out. He actually just tweeted about the picture that we talked about earlier. I'm actually going to retweet that, so if you don't want to check out his Twitter account, it's a little bit complicated, Ethan_Ahn with an AHN. But if you, just check him out. You can look at my Twitter as well if you want. This guy covers all the
This guy works so hard. Like, he is actually really one of the hardest working people I know in esports. Definitely.